I used to know a joke about Jonestown, but the punchline was too long. You know, the Burj Dubai, I think that might be what the building is called. It's the tallest building in the world currently, and I guess in Dubai they're planning a second tallest building in the world that they're going to build right next to, catty corner to the current tallest building in the world, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. I think that maybe they should spread them out a little bit, give them a little bit of breathing room. Maybe they stretch out their arms and don't want to touch each other because they think that they're too close to the brother, and they don't want to be like, well, I really would appreciate if you gave me my space. And he's like, well, I can't do that because I'm a building built in the foundation of the earth and I can't move. It's just not feasible. But anyways, the Burj Dubai is so tall. It's the tallest building in the world. Like I said, it's so tall that you can watch the sun set at the end of the day, and then you can go up to the top of the building and then watch the sun set again like 7 minutes later. And that's just how tall a building is, because the sun goes over the horizon, if you don't know, because that's how the earth works. It spins around the sun, and the sun is a round ball, so you know it spins, and then the sun goes down. We'll be grooving when the sun goes down. Feeling all right. I think I said I was going to talk about Steven Universe this episode, so I think I'll do that for a little bit here. Generally speaking, I don't like to talk too much about like things that I'm interested in, because I'm a depressing man and I like to make everybody else depressed, because that's just how I like to conduct my life. I like everybody else to be as sad as me, and if you're not going to be as sad as me, I guess that's fine. That's not the biggest problem in the world. That's not the biggest problem that we could encounter, you and me together in this world, because honestly, I do like the smile. You know, I like to smile a lot. And if you're just gonna be depressing all the time, then you're probably not someone I'm gonna want to spend a whole lot of time around. Not a whole lot of time. Now, don't get me wrong. I will spend a weekend with you, a weekend at Bernie's, and if we want to go to Jimmy John's and get a marinara meatball sub or something like that, and then go down to the sculpture garden and walk around and take pictures of the large, like, creepy face statues that they have down there that don't look like art but look more like something that somebody pulled out of like a volcano, the aftermath of like a volcano raining down on Pompeii, then we can do that. That's not a problem in my opinion. That's not in my book, and I've only got one book, so if you haven't read that book, don't look it up, because it's very embarrassing. I read it when I was like 16, and it was mostly just angst and my manifesto. And I wrote a manifesto, and you might think to yourself, people who write manifestos tend to shoot up schools, and I will neither confirm nor deny. There's a reason why I don't give up my real name. Anyways, I was talking about Steven Universe, right? So I like the show. I like the way it's progressing, but it does bother me a lot that they keep putting it on hiatus so many times, because I like to binge watch shows, and they do this thing where every week not every week, but every once in a while they'll have like a week of new episodes, and I'm like, well, I could just wait till Friday and watch every single episode in like a binge, because I like to do that on Netflix. That's what I like to do, buddy boy. Double Team. Ooh la la. That sounds like something I would love. Sure, yeah. So they only play new episodes like once every 3 months, but they do it like every day during the week, and it's like, that's amazing. How could I even... I couldn't even comprehend all this material at one time. It's like when you watch something like Breaking Bad, you know... The Cascade badge. Thank you for giving me a badge. I really appreciate... I'm not a Boy Scout. Let me fucking go. Ooh. You just made a powerful enemy, honey. Listen, you made a powerful enemy. Water Pulse. Ooh, that sounds sexy. Okay, let's keep on trucking. So anyways, I like the show. I like the whole Peridot gets redeemed thing. That really tickled my fancy, because I thought Peridot was a cool character, because she looks like a Mega Man character. If you don't know about Mega Man, go. I played Mega Man a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to tell you to go watch that, but if you want to understand more about Mega Man, you can probably go check that out. Well, that probably wouldn't explain much to you, because I mostly just made jokes about retarded people the whole time, and I guess that's just what I did, because I mean, that's a touchy subject for some people. I understand that, but you have to understand that some people have a sick sense of humor. Dark humor is like food. Not everybody gets it. You know, I've been telling a lot of jokes. I've been on a roll with these jokes. You might as well call me Butter, because I'm on a roll. That's another joke. That's like 2 jokes for the price of 1. If you want to take that down to the bank and deposit that into your checking account, you can go right ahead and do that. I'm not going to stop you. So, talking about Steven Universe. I think it's really cool that Peridot got a redemption arc. I'm really curious to see if they're going to do the same thing with Lapis Lazuli. I know she's been a very depressing character up until now. She's always been like somebody's prisoner. At first she was prisoner in the mirror, and then she was prisoner on the ship, and now she's prisoner underwater in the fusion with Jasper called Malachite, and she's going to have to eventually be able to free herself from all this treachery and then just make a name for herself. Now, they don't explain in the show, they don't explain what Lapis Lazuli is doing on Earth in the first place, and it's safe to say that maybe she was just there with Blue Diamond, because Blue Diamond was apparently patrolling the Earth. You could see when Sapphire was part of the Blue Diamond army, and then Ruby was protecting her, and then Rose, Quartz, and Pearl came and fought them, and then Blue Diamond had her own Pearl, and it's like, wow, this is the first time I've ever seen another instance of an already established gem on the show, except for like 2 minutes before that when Ruby was shown to be like 4 or 5 different characters all at the same time. And Lapis Lazuli has a blue diamond on her outfit, and if you've noticed that Peridot has a yellow diamond, and Jasper also has a yellow diamond on their outfits, and you know that they're loyal to the Yellow Diamond Army. You'll know all about that if you watch the show. You'll know all about that, and it'll all make sense to you. And it gets you thinking, because they talk about how there's also a white diamond and a pink diamond, and when you watch Pearl, the crystal gem Pearl change into her spacesuit, she's got a pink diamond on her outfit, and she's also loyal to Rose Quartz, who is a pink gem. And one interesting thing that theory that I've heard before is that Rose Quartz is pink diamond is a fusion of Rose Quartz and some other gem. I don't know exactly what the logic is there, but I've heard that because Rose Quartz was surprised when Ruby and Sapphire fused the first time and turned into Garnet, that kind of goes to show that maybe she didn't know what fusion was, so it wouldn't make so much sense that Pink Diamond would be a fusion, because, well, she knew what fusion was, but she didn't know that gems could fuse with each other, because they showed Ruby fusing before that, and 3 rubies fuse into one gigantic ruby, and that's just kind of how it happens. And it was really interesting when I saw that, because I'm like, that's unique. I didn't think they were going to show this sort of information on the show, and now I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm very invested into this fantasy universe, and I hope for more information to come my way. But I fully understand if it doesn't, because it takes a lot of time and energy to make a cartoon, especially a cartoon with so much intricacy as that one. You have to really wait for it so you can enjoy it. And then they sing that song, "I am made of," and then it's like, wow, that was a good song, and I enjoyed the whole thing. And please make more of these, and then I will thank you, and I will go back to my Tumblr blog and post about social justice and how mad I am that white people exist. Anyways, that was a lot of ground to cover. That was a lot of traction. I gained a lot of traction. I got real heated, and I think I'm ready to cool down a little bit and maybe talk a little bit more chill. Yeah, listen, I do have interest. I specifically avoid talking about things that I like, because I think it's funny to do that. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, SparkleDart, I didn't know you were such a deep person. I didn't know you had so many thoughts and feelings and interests and opinions on things that I myself am familiar with and I didn't realize that you knew about. And I'll tell you this, yes I do, because like I said, I'm a cartoon guy. This is all coming out now. This is like 100 episodes in that I'm starting to get to the bottom of my, the real bottom of my feelings and ideas. Like I said, I'm still sick, so if you want to skip all this shit, you can go ahead and do that. If you don't want to skip this shit, I guess that's on you. You're going to have to listen to me sniffle, like this. You're going to have to listen to me cough, like this. You're going to have to listen to me burp, like this. But I burp every episode. Like I said, that's the guarantee. So if you're not used to that at this point, then you're probably watching the wrong show. I've noticed that I spend a lot of time trying to convince you to stop watching my show. That's a joke. I don't care if you watch it or not. If you derive any enjoyment from this at all, honestly, I'm a little bit jealous, because every time I make the show, I do it for a couple of weeks and then I stop, and then somebody says, I wish you'd come back and make more of these episodes, and I'm like, do you really want me to keep doing that? Because I will. I'll do it for you, buddy boy. Listen, I will do it for you. but it's just not something that not something that I always enjoy doing. I record every Sunday. That's when I record my shows on Sundays at like Sundays 9 to 5 Central PM Fox News. That was a lot of words that didn't go together. I hope you are okay with that. And sometimes on Sundays I'm just not feeling it, and if for whatever reason I can't record on Sunday, then I just stop recording. And I've talked about this before. I've talked about how if I can't do the episodes, then I just don't do it at all. I'd stop completely because I'm a pansy and I can't man up and take responsibility for the things that I've created and just the way that I choose to conduct myself. And even if you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's a silly reason to stop making a show, let me tell you this: it's really hard to do it the way I do it, because I record like 5 episodes at a time. I used to do 7 at a time, because I used to do 1 episode a day every day of the week. Burp. Every episode. But now it's not like that because it was just too much for me. So now I do it 5 times a week. Oh my gosh. I do it 5 times a week. Alright? I do it 5 times a week. And 5 is much more manageable of a number than 7. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's true. I know that because I know math, and I know that 7 is a greater number than 5, which means 5 is easier to do. And then you're thinking to yourself, well, you've been doing really long episodes lately. Is there any reason why you can't do shorter episodes and do more of them? And I will tell you this: no, there is not. But I just chose not to, because I prefer quality over quantity, and I guess I don't know if that makes sense to you. People always say, quality over quantity. Don't make more of something that you're not putting your whole ass into just because you want to make more of it. And I can attest to that. I can see the merit in that. Like I said, I used to draw comics, and I would spend more time on them. The ones that are on my Twitter right now that you can go look at and look up on twitter.com/SparkleDart with an underscore between the words sparkle and dot. I didn't put a lot of effort into those because I didn't really care. I drew those probably when I was drunk or something. I don't even remember drawing them because it was such a long time ago that it's just not even a thing. So, but the ones that I used to draw, I put a lot more effort into because I thought it was something that I could see myself doing in the future, is drawing webcomics. And then people were like, well, I'm going to take your webcomics and share them with my friends, and then I won't credit you, but they will laugh at them, and then I will be able to make ad revenue off of my own blog that I put your comics on, that I have ads on, and I won't credit them to you, and I won't source them to you, so nobody will know where they came from, and then you won't get any sort of credit for that. And then I'll be like, well, that's a really selfish thing of you to do, and I wish you would, but I honestly can't force you, because on the internet, I guess there's no such thing as fair copyright use. The DMCA doesn't affect things like pictures, just videos. So I don't know. That's just something that I've noticed over the time that I've been doing the show. It's just people, not the show, but creating content on the internet. People like to, if they see something they like, they don't care where it came from, and they don't care who made it or why or how long it took them. And they will just take that and put it on their blog and be like, this is funny, right? So come and check out my blog.com. And then they got like 50,000 followers, and it's just like a funny joke to them. So anyways, I'm gonna go and finish this up, because that's right, I thought so, you fucking bird. You fucking bird. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Don't be shocked if I don't say anything for a second. Ugh. I'm drinking my smart water here. Now, I know you might be thinking to yourself, smart water, SparkleDart, that's just a scam, right? Let me tell you this. Smart water is not a scam. Smart water is something that smart people drink. That's how they get smart. Why would they be able to call it smart water if it didn't make you smarter? Come on, think about that. Think about that for a second, and then agree with me. No, that was a joke. You don't have to agree with me just because I tell you to. Listen, you're allowed to form your own thoughts and feelings and ideas and opinions, but don't just piss in my face. What's wrong with you? You shithole? I don't appreciate that sort of behavior, just pissing in another man's face. Now, some people might be into that sort of thing. I not so much am into that sort of thing, because I think pissing is gross. I think urine is gross. I think water sports is what they call them. I think that's disgusting. I know people are into that. People like to get urinated on. I'm like, well, first of all, pee is gross. I don't even like when I'm at the toilet and I shake. I like at the urinal in the public restroom and I shake my urethra like 5 times. And then I'm like, okay, I guess it's all out now. And then you zip up your pants, and then more comes out and gets on your fingers. And it's like, well, this is disgusting. I thought I got it all out, but apparently I was wrong. Apparently I was wrong that I didn't get all the urine out of my urethra. And now it's all over my hands. I have to go wash my hands, even though I was going to wash my hands anyway. Now there's urine on my hands, so I'm going to touch the faucet. Because this particular restroom that I'm in doesn't have automated faucets like the ones at Walmart do. And I know that that's disgusting. And second of all, water sports are gross because, hold up, I know water sports are gross because if you'd have to do it like in the bathtub or something or outside, and I don't want to do it in either of those places because I think that's a little too much. I think that's a little bit too upsetting for your neighbors. Your neighbors don't want you to be blowing their property values because you have some sort of gross sexual fetish that you're keen on fulfilling, but for whatever reason you can't just do it indoors. I guess because you don't want to get urine all over your nice upholstery, your carpet, your new bed sheet that you just bought like 2 weeks ago and you haven't really broken in yet because you've been sleeping on the couch because you come home and you just pass out on the couch and you kick off your shoes but you're still wearing your work outfit when you get home, and just stuff like that. That's what it all comes down to, is just stuff like that. And if you don't understand why somebody would be disgusted by that, then I guess that's on you. And you're probably the same sort of person who's been like jerking off the porn for so long on the internet that like weird things. It takes weird things to get you to the point of completion. Completion. That when somebody likes something a little bit more vanilla, like, I like to have sex in the missionary position. You're like, that's disgusting. How can anybody get off to that sort of thing? I don't even understand that. And they'll be like, oh, I was killed. I was martyred in cold blood. That's fantastic. I'm fine with that, though. Let's just be a little chill. Let's just chill out for a second. Let's just take it, dial it back a little bit and just chill out because, I'm almost going to end this episode, and if you want to give me 5 minutes, I will do that. But yeah. So, anyways, if you want to jerk your wiener off to certain things, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to judge anyone for jerking their wiener off to things that I don't care that much about. But if you want to do that, please don't tell me. Please don't type it down in the comments below and be like, I like to jerk off my wiener to transvestites. I'll be like, I don't care. First of all, I don't care. Second of all, gross. Please don't tell me about things like that, about your body. I don't care, first of all. I don't want to know. It disgusts me. It makes me want to vomit in my mouth, vomit up peaches and cream chunks in my mouth, and then spit them out in the sink and just to see what color they look like, because I'm just genuinely curious. And then they're like dark pale green or something instead of orange, like I suspected that they might be. And now you're like, well, why are you still talking about vomiting in your mouth? That's disgusting. I thought you were done with that because you didn't want to gross us out. And I'm like, well, I don't care if you're grossed out. Honestly, you're the one watching my show. Why should I care what you think? That might have sounded a little bit egotistical and self-centered, but honestly, I don't care. I just don't care. That's what it comes down to, is I don't care. Suck it, Camper Jeff. Anyways, I think we're about to call this one good. So if you want to come back again soon, tomorrow, maybe Thursday, I don't know what day this is going to go up, so maybe Monday. If this isn't going up on a Friday, you got my promise that I'll be back, but I can't promise anything more than that I'll be back. If you wanted me to say something funny, then you're probably watching the wrong show. So anyways, thank you for watching. SparkleDart, goodbye. Mwah.